Yes.
Considering the economic turmoil that we've had over the past couple of years, what's your thoughts on any financial regulations?
Financial regulations, that's an important issue. And you know, it's one of the reasons why I voted against the TARP bill. I voted against the $800 billion bailout to the banks. And I voted against it because, you know, Paulson, Bernanke, the vice president, comes into a room not much bigger than this and tells the members of Congress that we have a financial crisis and that we have to immediately give them an $800 billion blank checkbook that they'll tell us later as to how they're going to spend it. And they left. Now, all of you that are on nonprofit boards and that are business people and, you know, work in government, you would expect that for $800 billion that there would be a plan, a summary, some data point. Bernanke himself even said, well, we didn't really have any data point from which we pulled that number. It's just a big number. I mean, it was frightening. And I left the room thinking, you know, there is not any other circumstance that I would delegate that level of authority to individuals. Not one piece of paper was given to us, not one projection or description, just the words, trust us. Now, another reason why I voted against it is because it did not include any changes in current law that would prevent the type of behavior that got us in this situation to begin with. Now, in Montgomery County, we know how this happened. You can drive through Dayton and you can see the abandoned houses. We know of the predatory lending practices. We know of the subprime lending. We know that of the foreclosure crisis, and that the foreclosure crisis was actually prior to the economic crisis. We saw that people were losing their homes before people were losing their jobs. So saying that the economic crisis caused the mortgage foreclosure crisis was not accurate in what we saw here, because it actually began here in 1999, 98. By 2000, 2001, the city of Dayton was already holding hearings on what are we going to do about the mortgage foreclosure crisis. The practices of lenders, where basically people were lent more money than they had in equity in their house, is what caused this financial crisis primarily, and there wasn't a sentence in the bill that would prohibit that. Unfortunately, the type of financial changes that are in this bill that's moving forward still do not address the root causes. They're looking for more regulation of Wall Street, more regulations on, of course, the credit default swaps and issues that compounded or made exponential the mortgage foreclosure crisis. But they're not addressing the root causes that I think are really the most important thing.